consequences. It's time to strengthen our defenses. Gotta tell them right now that we are still tough. Assassinations just on the border, and all they know is law and disorder. Now's the time to scream, we've had enough. There's no way we will stay bound and gagged. Bound and gagged. We refuse to stay bound and gagged. Bound and gagged. You see, we've always been there to pick up the pieces. We make all the sacrifices, and what do we get in return? You'd think they'd show us a little respect, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? But no, they take us hostage, do they? They kidnap our leaders, they kill our advisors, they burn our flag. Now just who the hell do they think they are? Who do they think they're messing with anyhow? Just who? I think we've had enough. Yeah, I think we're fed up with all that. We have had enough. We refuse to stay. All the way we're the U.S. of A. We will never, never, never stay. No way, no way, no way. Might is right, and we're willing to fight, 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 Take a look at the situation. I don't believe in negotiations. You would think they would back up you and me. So if you're proud of this great nation, we got to have us a confrontation.
Great job. Ted Nugent. Where's Ted Nugent? Where's Ted? Huh? Look at you. You doing well? You are a handsome devil. Thank you. Great job, Ted. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
And now, it's time for Ted Nugent's Spirit Campfire with John Brenkus. It's the physics of spirituality with attitude.
Powered by Patriot Mobile. Switch now. Go to patriotmobile.com/Ted.
Yeah, here we go.
I gotta welcome you into my home. You know,
Oh
it's
my
kind of a
God, what are you
casual
doing?
Situation we have here.
Oh my
it's almost like
God.
you're part of the family, so I thought I would start the show tonight by ending my
God.
deer hunting beard.
Oh
and
my
just,
God.
Because grooming is so important in this day and age, I thought maybe it's time for me to be the handsome devil that you've all been missing for the last couple of months.
Oh my God, I
It is
can't believe I'm
January
watching this.
4th, 2021, and I'm in my my man cave cuckoo's nest, and Shemaine loves when I snuggle with her, but lately she's been saying, that itches, that itches, that itches. Can you shave that off for me? So Shemaine, this is for you, baby.
Oh my God. Ted, you did not tell me you were going to do this.
No, I didn't tell anybody I was going to do this. I don't tell a whole lot of people a lot of anything, really. So anyhow, John Brenkus, Courtney, and Herbert, everybody, welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. I'm a handsome devil. You thought I was a handsome devil a minute ago. Wait till you see how
Oh my God,
debonair
you're
I am when I
Yeah, you're transforming right before our eyes.
Well, you know, this is an annual, John. I pretty much stopped shaving sometime in October, and then I grow my camouflage beard. But you know, at the age of 72, my camouflage beard is actually so shiny and silver that I think it scares the animals away. So I can't tell how I'm doing here, but I'm getting it, aren't I?
You're getting it. I mean, you're gonna leave a little bit right there on the chin, right?
Yeah, that's for Happy, Sadie, and Coco. They love that Daddy's got a little bit of a fur ball thing going on there. So, John, Courtney, everybody at the Spirit Campfire.
Oh my God!
Happy New Year! I can't tell what I'm doing here, but I'm going by.
You're doing a great job. It's like you've done it once or twice before.
I'm backing down a few extra pounds of hair follicle. So anyhow, Happy New Year, everybody! There it is.
Happy New Year! Hey,
the devil. I'll get that later on.
Oh my God! Wait, okay, let's see the box of hair. I want to see how much hair was on your face.
Well, it's all silver. I got all kinds of trash in this box. I don't know if you want to see my trash. But anyhow, Brenkus, I'm feeling mighty good. The clusterfuck has not subsided one iota. Ooh, it looks like I cut myself here. That's all right.
You cut your
blood trail.
lip.
I'm a big fan of blood trails. But I got to tell you, welcome to 2021. 2020 for all the insanity that it was. I, like you and everybody that I communicate with, we carved out a pretty nice year in spite of the pain and the suffering and the tyranny and the decrees and the hypocrisy from our elected criminal employees. So welcome everybody to another gift. I think 2021, after all, we are alive still today. So I think that every day, every year, every quality of life pursuit, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, I think it's a gift. So I'm going to cherish this gift and share it with everybody at the Nugent Campfire. John, I'm proud to be here in 2021 with you.
Absolutely. I am so excited to be here in 2021 with you. It takes a lot to shock me, but this just came out of nowhere. I was like, we were just rapping 2 minutes before the show, and you weren't like, hey, I'm going to shave all the hair off my face. My God, I need to catch my breath for a second. But anyway,
actually, I'm looking at the monitor. This big silver goatee. Maybe I'll keep that for a little while if Shemaine doesn't protest. But here, I want to start off by saying I've been bombarded with inquiries about this brilliant letter to Vice President Joe Biden that pretty much summarizes truth, logic, common sense, we the people, independence, freedom, self-evident truth, and God, family, and country. And it's a brilliant letter. But no, everybody, I didn't write that. Why they attribute the authorship to me, I don't really understand, because I think the person who actually wrote the letter to Joe Biden, he should get the credit. But I also respond by saying, no, I didn't write this letter, but we all could have, because it chastises a man who's been entrenched in criminal corruption and abuse of power and scamming and widespread documented cases of abusing his power and violating his oath to the Constitution. So no, I didn't write the letter, but I could have. Also, we have now booked the Ted Nugent Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp Master Gonzo Birdland Fire-Breathing Rhythm and Blues Rock and Roll Animal Breeding soundtrack for January 29th at noon. This is my third Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp Masterclass. And if you want to book it, I guess you go to my website. But a lot of people are asking about that. And I also want to show you
wow,
one of my favorite things. I'm sure you can see. This is a hand-carved and engraved Smith & Wesson Model 629. Can you see the beautiful gold inlays? And is that a piece of art or what, huh?
That is, how old is that?
I got that in 1977 from the master engravers at Smith & Wesson. Look at that. Howling Wolf at the Moon in pure gold. These are real ivory grips.
No, it was so that your signature was originally on there?
Yes. Well, they engraved it in gold, but this, I'm going through all my gun collection because I'm actually going to have an auction coming up soon, John. I'll tell people more about that at another time. But I've got so many guns, and John, they sit in my safes. And I fondle them once or twice a year, and I've accumulated them because I love beautiful artwork. And if this isn't artwork, I don't know what is. My goodness, isn't that just gorgeous? It's a 44 Magnum Smith & Wesson 6-inch 629. And I've never shot it. It's never been fired. And I'm going to feature some of these guns on upcoming, I'm not selling that one, by the way, on upcoming Spirit Campfires. But there's such brilliant artwork. I mean, I've got a family from Wisconsin. It's called the Metal Art of Wisconsin. Go to freedomcabinets.com. Freedomcabinets.com. I wish I could turn the camera around, but it's this beautiful hand-carved American flag with this glowing, brilliant, effervescent metal work and hand-carved with my little stick man spear flanger. And I'm getting this stuff from people out there who share the core beliefs that Spirit Campfire exudes, celebrates, and promotes. So a big thank you to everybody out there for all these years, but especially as we're 4 days into 2021, I'm going to celebrate all these entrepreneurs. Here's another entrepreneur, a family that creates this natural soap called Crosswinds that smells like cedar and pine. Just another example. They also make
soap
lotion
called Cedar Swamp?
Yes, it's a cedar and pine scented soap and lotions because hunters are, especially bow hunters, are extremely cautious about giving off dangerous predator human stink, which I'm the master of, by the way. If anybody's perfected dangerous predator human stink, you're looking at them. So I have to make sure that I shower and wash my hair with products that smell like the great outdoors. And just a great family up in Wisconsin decided to make this kind of stuff. So I'm going to try to feature these as often as possible.
That's right.
And thank everybody for this. A guy, Shane Henderson, up at Metal Art of Wisconsin. I'm going to try to feature entrepreneurs that are the men and women in the arena that take a risk with a great idea and they fail year after year, almost like the Amazon thing. I mean, they lost billions of dollars for 10 years before he finally made a dime. And of course, he's made up for it since then. But don't let your dreams get away from you out there. If you have an idea and if you believe in it, whether it's a scented soap or a piece of metal or wood art, go for it. I've got buddies who have pursued this in the trucking business, in the industrial cleaning business. They just became good cleaners of factories, and they were so good at cleaning the factory that they got to hire more people, taught them how to really clean the factory good, and then they sell it for $500 million, and it started out with a broom. So I'd like to think that in 2021, that entrepreneurial risk-taking and pursuing your dreams and challenges, I think we should dedicate a portion of the Spirit Campfire to that every week because there's some great entrepreneurs out there.
And, you know, one of our main sponsors here is Patriot Mobile.
Perfect example.
Perfect example. So now with expanded coverage choices that blanket America, expanded coverage, it's America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider. You can build your own bundle with multiple line discounts. First responders and veterans pay even less. And you also get free premium activation and a free gift. Premium activation is where we set up the phone for you. And you need to call 972-PATRIOT or go to patriotmobile.com/Ted. Everybody should listen. In 2021, if there's one thing that we've learned from 2020 is we really need to support American businesses. I mean, as I mean this seriously. When we passed our first stimulus and we were writing checks to everybody, I feel like we would have been better off if we said, look, if you're importing anything, build a factory or figure out a way to make it here, and we, the government, will help support that. Because that's going to create an infrastructure that is secure. And God forbid we have to shut down travel or some crazy thing happens like another pandemic, then we're all going to be all right. To me, the way that we do that is by getting off of, dependency on things that are coming in from outside our borders and support American companies. I think it's that simple.
I think that's a great message. I think, we've done, Linda has been keeping track, and I don't have it in front of me here, but this is like number 60 Spirit Campfire or something like that.
Yeah.
So again, a big salute to everybody who's joined us here. I get a lot of communication from people that really, really enjoy this Spirit Campfire, and I know that it's special. I know that we tackle issues and that we promote important issues that are extremely controversial, like life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, like declarations of independence and really controversial stuff like that. The National Rifle Association, Gun Owners of America, your state and regional firearms and Second Amendment organizations. I think these are really, really important in a world that's gone politically correct, because politically correct is just a euphemism for terminal denial, where you can't, what do they say? Now they change at the end of the congressional or the Senate prayer that said amen and a woman, when in fact amen is a Latin term that means as it is, or so be it. Has nothing to do with gender, but they actually leap off the cliff into political correctness and change the lexicon because they think that the term amen is gender specific. John, help me here. Am I missing something, or have those people lost their minds?
I mean, here's my thought. I mean, we're all witnessing stuff that's genuinely illogical. I mean, just for lack of a better word, just things that just don't make any sense. So regardless of your political affiliation or religious affiliation, you look at something and you go, that doesn't make any sense. So then the question becomes, well, what can I do about it? I think what we can do right now, like gathered around the campfire here, I think we can all say, you know what? We have thousands of people. By the end of this broadcast, we'll have 50,000, 100,000 people who will have interacted with the Spirit Campfire. If you have an American business, if you've got a business that you're running, throw it in the chat box. Make sure that everybody who's on our thread knows about you. And I would say this, ask for what it is that you want. Because I think there are more than enough people in this world who want to help, or willing to help. And rather than sitting back and just saying, you know what, that person is crazy, let's attract ourselves to the kind of energy that we want to be around, and let people know what you stand for. Let people know the product that you have, the company you have, the type of people you are. And that energy is going to come together. And that's what we found at the campfire. And on it, what's interesting is when people want to go on and on and on and say, oh my God, this is a Republican campfire, or Republican. The word Republican is hardly uttered. I mean, it's not. It's a sense of positive energy, attracting positive energy. So if you have that negative energy, look, I don't want to be associated with it. If you've got positive energy, regardless of your political beliefs or religious affiliation, get around the campfire and let people know what your business is all about, and we will do our best to support you. That's all we can do, I think.
Ditto, 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 ditto ad nauseum, ad infinitum. And again, John and I still haven't met in person. This is our relationship that has spawned from a shared truth, logic, common sense, positive spirit, positive energy on the Spirit Campfire. And we are going to get together ASAP at the Nugent down here in Texas. And we're going to discover our mutual mystical flight of the arrow as guided by the spirit of Fred Bear. And that will happen soon. But here's a perfect example. You and I had never met. We didn't know each other. I don't watch spectator sports, so I'm not an ESPN guy. But everybody told me that you were a true north compass setting guy, and that you were doing a celebration to the military. And of course, my every day is a celebration to the military, because freedom ain't free. And by the way, I'm sure you have all the gory details, but we have a great guest here tonight, as our guests always are, that exude, that represent, that personify this positive spirit, this positive energy that you and I channel, we celebrate, we seek, we appreciate, we thank. It's called Bows for Badges. Now stop and think that there's this charity event that has the name Bows for Badges. Well, obviously my life is bow and arrow nonstop, and I've always been surrounded by those heroes of the military and law enforcement and first responders who we dedicate every campfire to. But our guests tonight are Bobby Jensen and Lisa Moses McGee, who created this charity to raise money and support for the children of fallen heroes. And that is a consistent pulse on the Spirit Campfire. And by the way, saying that consistent pulse, a big thank you to everybody that does tune into the Campfire and comes on my Facebook. Everybody, no matter what the subject matter is, John, we could be talking about gut piles or guitar strings or pretty women, and somebody will chime in with a salute to someone who gave for our American dream. Law enforcement, military, first responders. So the Spirit Campfire, it really, it approaches universality of positive celebration. Our guest tonight, Bows for Badges, will be coming on shortly here. But I think the Spirit Campfire really is the voice and the pulse for people who care, really care about their fellow man, not just fellow Americans, but again, regardless, we don't care gender, we don't care religion, we don't care political affiliation. We think that if you're a positive person and you are in the asset column so you can help your fellow man, we're Spirit Campfire blood brothers. That's the way I see it.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is the way that we met in 2020 electronically, right? And striking up a conversation and finding how much that we actually had in common and really being able to just drill deep quickly, right? You could tell that this idea that, you don't really know somebody, you get to know somebody pretty quick, right? And we're on, I think this is our broadcast 63. Yeah. I've had the extraordinary honor to be on ESPN for a really long time. We did 1,800 shows, and it's just the audience is gigantic. What's interesting to me is that this campfire, this positive Spirit Campfire, there is nobody who I know who doesn't know about it. And that is powerful. That idea that, hey, we're getting around, we're being positive, we're keeping things upbeat, and we welcome all is really powerful, and one that I would highly encourage everyone to listen. Every Monday night we're doing this, but in your own life, build your own campfires every day. Welcome people around, exchange real ideas, be the change in the world that you want to see, be that positive energy. I think if we do that, listen, there's tons of noise and craziness going on right now. We need to focus on ourselves, our houses, our own households, our neighborhoods, our towns, and we need to go out from within ourselves. So hopefully the light is burning bright in your own heart, and that way we can emanate goodness. And with that, the change that we may or may not want to see politically, who knows what ends up happening, that'll happen eventually. But if we can change ourselves inside, that happens right now.
I see a lot of that. I get a lot of communication at Facebook, and I go on Facebook every day. I go to I'm either sitting in a duck blind or a tree stand every morning and every afternoon. And with this high-tech, modern cell phone, intergalactic communication capability, I'm on there. I'm paying attention to my surroundings so that a deer doesn't get by me, which, by the way, the deer have been getting by me almost every day for the week. And that's okay, because I see a lot of deer and I see a lot of ducks and geese flying over, and the songbirds, the cacophony, the song symphony of the songbirds when you're sitting in a tree. Did I tell you how last week, before the last campfire, I think I did share this story. There's these beautiful green jays. It's a big blue jay type bird that's all green, iridescent emerald green with a purple face and black mask and colored wingtips. And they're just a magnificently colorful, artistic creature from God's hand. Well, as I was sitting there, and I'll repeat the story, I'm watching this buck and I'm getting ready to shoot this buck. So Bob, my cameraman, and I were literally statuesque. We just don't move. We just sit there with my bow gripping my hand, gripping my bow and ready to rock. And this green jay comes and flits right on my arrow, right like 6 inches from my face. You can be a bird watcher and watch them through binoculars, but if you really want to communicate with God's miraculous natural creation, I would recommend you get a bow and arrow, because it causes your radar to increase. It causes your situational awareness and in tuneness with the world around you. It's maximized to the optimal level. And when that green jay landed right in front of my eyeballs, and it's happened before, a peregrine falcon landed right next to me within 3 feet years ago. A big owl almost got my ponytail years ago. And squirrels have come right down where I can actually see the phlegm in their nostrils. They're so close to me because you have to be statuesque. But if you really want to experience the highest of highs that God has provided in the most organic, natural way possible, let's all reach out. We have a lot of hunters, a lot of outdoorsmen, a lot of conservationists that share the Spirit Campfire with us. Make it a point, at least every other day of your life, someone at work, school, church, a neighbor, somebody you're at the pizza parlor with, if you can go to a pizza parlor and not in New Jersey, someone you encounter, strike up the conversation of that special sensation when you are a participant in God's miracle. And let's inspire people to get back to nature as healer. And you don't have to take a bow and arrow or a rifle or a shotgun the first time, but once you get out there and realize that the venison you earn is the ultimate rocket fuel for your belly and your spirit, I'd like to see where 2021, those of us in the positive asset column, love, affection, attentiveness, positive spirit, positive energy, it's contagious as hell if you just evoke it, if you just put it out there. So I think, in a way, John, that's what you're saying has happened in our lives because we focus on that positive energy. But sometimes in this world of painfully obvious complacency and disconnect, people are afraid oftentimes to speak out, and rightly so, because you can lose your job if you say the wrong thing, even if it's the right thing. If the people in charge think it's the wrong thing, it can come back and bite you in the ass. But 2021, let's start it out by more aggressively and with more positive friendliness, introduce people to the things that we love and that bring us a great quality of life. And let's see if we can't recruit more conservationists, more conservatives, God, family, country, freedom, celebrating the efforts and the sacrifices of the first responders, law enforcement, and the military, and let people know freedom ain't free. And those that want to take it away from us, we should be in their face, and the more of us in their face, the better.
Yeah. One thing that I really would like everyone to sort of take away and reflect about, especially in this new year, is don't miss the opportunity to learn something every day. Don't miss out on that. People are getting it, especially with lockdowns going on, people are getting into ruts, I think. And that's what breeds insanity. Seize the day on learning something. Then, secondly, seize the day on sharing something. Make sure that you are learning and sharing, and that is in a free exchange of energy. And that doesn't cost anything. It's free. And when you learn, what more do you want? And when you give, what more can you ask? Yeah. So that if we get back to that idea, I think that we're all going to be in a much better mood. But Ted, here's one thing that's really important. That giving and sharing and positive energy, we have very special guests, and they are in the waiting room. Are you ready to bring them on?
Yes, I am. And I want to invite the Bows for Badges creator. It's a wonderful charity to help out the children of the heroes out there. Bobby Jensen and Lisa Moses McGee, who just happen to be fellow bow hunters. And Bobby actually accomplished
Bobby shaving.
What I recommended.
I was shaving in my box. Whoops, where are we? This way. There we go. How you doing, brother?
Did you shave tonight too, or is that a clean face all the time?
Oh, that's for you, baby.
God bless you. Well, I got to tell you, these people are like rock and roll maniacs, and they're bow hunting maniacs, which means we deserve each other. Welcome, Bobby and Lisa.
Yeah, and I wanted to show you this.
There's proof right there.
Yeah. I got that in 1995 when my band opened for yours at the Delwyn Ballroom in Minnesota.
No kid. How about that gig? Was that a fire-breathing, roustabout, animal-breeding orgy or what?
It was. There were people breathing fire.
I'm telling you. And Lisa, is it true? I saw a picture. Was that you with Alice Cooper on stage? Were you in his entourage?
Yes, I am. I'm one of the nightmare nurses.
Well, tell us all about that, because Alice and I go way back to Detroit when Alice Cooper Band first erupted. And I had the Amboy Dukes. We did all these shows together. Go ahead, Lisa. You start out, because Lisa's story, Bobby baptized Lisa into the mystical flight of the arrow. So we're going to get some goosebumps going here, I'm certain. But go from the rock and roll insanity to the mystical flight of the arrow insanity. Lisa, tell us all about it.
Actually, I own a rock and roll hair salon in Minneapolis called Harrowsmith, after another band. And we started doing hair and things like that for Alice and his band, and making wigs and working on props and all that. And then one time they asked me and my business partner, Stephanie, do you guys want to be guest nurses? Come up and kill Alice. We're like, well, of course. Why not? So that's how that all began. So.
But now tell us the transition, because the transition, I didn't have to transition because I was already 100% into rock and roll, 100% into bow hunting and the mystical flight of the samurai arrow. But Lisa, give us a synopsis of how Bobby turned you onto that and what it was like to bridge that gap from the fire-breathing intensity of rock and roll to the ultimate calming spirit of the outdoors with a bow and arrow. Am I articulating that accurately?
That's true. That's true. I was into hunting when I was a kid with my dad, never bow hunting, but I did rifle hunt, and I've always fished. I still do. And when we got everything shut down for COVID, they closed my salon, his tours canceled. He decided he wanted to go hunting, and we were just talking about it. And I'm like, well, that looks cool. And asked my mom, she was a competitive archer in the 60s.
No kidding.
And I asked her if she still had her bow, and she said, sure. And she brought it to me. It was a 1964 Ben Pearson.
I have a 1964 Ben Pearson. I actually own a 1964 Ben Pearson.
Well, so do I. So
and I actually met Ben. Ben was a good friend.
Oh, well, see, you're luckier than me. I didn't know what to do with it. I just thought it looked really beautiful, and he showed me what to do. And that's where all the chatter came about. My dad was a police officer. We had all this unrest going on in Minneapolis. I used to be a corrections officer in a prison for years before I owned the salon. And
that's how it got going.
He wanted to go hunting.
Tell us, Bobby, first of all, before we find out about where bows for badges erupted, by the way, congratulations and thank you for that, because you must know that I've always celebrated those two powers. Those are super powers. The outdoor lifestyle as nature is healer, and the fact that our quality of life and our safe neighborhoods comes from those with badges. But Bobby, have you always rock and rolled and always bow hunted, or did one come before the other?
No, I was raised right. My dad had me in the woods at 3 years old. So it's what I wanted to do, you know. I was gutting deer long before I knew how to shoot them. And that, you know, living in the woods, it's great.
Good for you. So tell me about the rock and roll. I saw a picture of you. It almost looked like Gene Simmons' hunting makeup in a tree. Do you paint yourself up elaborately like that to hide that Caucasian glow from the incoming herbivores?
Sometimes. Well, about 10 years ago, I was trying to make my own hunting shows, and I was doing stuff on Facebook when that first came out. And I was raised to like bring in the next generation like you were. You know, always try to pass it on to the next group of kids. And so I'm doing this stuff, Facebooking, and nobody was really watching. And one day I was sitting in my tree, I'm hunting a bear, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to put on my Gene makeup and see if that makes a difference.
That's awesome.
And it did. All of a sudden, kids from just crawled out of the woods to want to go hunt now, because now it seemed exciting. They realized that there's more to the PlayStation in the woods is much more fun than the PlayStation at home, is what I always try to push for people. And I'm a firm believer in the physics, like you're saying. When you're rock and roll, it's 100% rock and roll. When you go to the woods, it's the complete opposite and equal reaction force. It's as quiet as you can be.
Yeah.
And it's as close as you can be. Something I like about bow hunting is that the deer that's 400 yards away doesn't mean a thing to me. I need the one that's 10 yards away, 20 yards away.
Hallelujah.
And to me, that's where the real fun comes in. I've rifle hunted my whole life. My dad was a gunsmith, his father and his father before him. So I've been around firearms since the day I was born. But there's something magical and mystical truly about the bow. And it's like Fred Bear says, it cleanses the soul.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, Bobby and Lisa, obviously you have your feet in both of the perfect camps God provides us. The rock and roll is perfect. The bow hunting and the outdoor lifestyle is perfect. How did the concept for Bows for Badges come together? Obviously, you both believe in the heroes of law enforcement, military, the first responders, and you're associated with them. Lisa, your dad was a cop. Was it around a campfire? Was it coming in from a hunt? Did you at the archery range? Where did the idea for Bows for Bucks come up? And is it an actual charity? Do you actually have a website and all that?
Yeah, it's bowsforbadges.org, and we raised a few $1,000s for some kids. Now, I've been a canine handler for about 5 years now. So that's kind of where it got started. I went through police canine school. I've been raising German Shepherds for 20 years to train the dogs.
Coco. We have a canine. We have a Michigan State Trooper canine, Coco, who's the world's greatest duck hunter, by the way. A German Shepherd canine dog who's the world's greatest duck hunter. He's the most beautiful German Shepherd. So you and I got to tell you, are we from the same camp? Rock and roll, dogs, cops, guns, gunsmithing, bows and arrows, tree stands, having fun in the great outdoors instead of these stuffed shirts that couldn't give away a blanket to a naked man in a blizzard when it comes to promoting the outdoor lifestyle. You promote it and you celebrate it with energy and piss and vinegar. Tell us about the formation of this wonderful charity, how it happened, and what you're doing, how we can help.
Either way, I'm either killing the audience or I'm killing a deer or some animal in the woods.
Yeah.
So
or we're killing each other.
I've been fortunate enough for 30 years to play rock and roll and do that. But about 6 years ago, I went through, police canine school. I did 12 weeks of what the police canines go through. And I get a little emotional. I have some friends who are cops who killed themselves. Yeah. And it was important to me to take care of their kids. So what we did was, with the COVID shutdown, I was thinking to myself, not about them really at the time. I was thinking, with the second COVID close down, what was I going to do? Springtime, we didn't have much going on with the band. We weren't doing any shows. But the summer one came, the fall came, and I was turning 50 years old. And I said, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a brand new bow, and I'm going to go hunt, because I don't get to hunt all the time. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to hunt. I'm going to try putting together my stupid little follow me on my hunt trips. And I posted online, does anybody have any land I can come hunt on? We've got 100,000 fans all over the country. So I'm like, well, who can I hunt with? And I got some responses. And while I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'd like to do this and I'd like to film it, but I don't want it to be about me anymore. I'm 50 years old. I've done a lot of cool shit, but it's time to do something for someone else. So what should I do? And that's when I thought it hit me while I'm sitting on the toilet. She hates this part.
All the important stuff happens there.
Right? Doesn't it? So I'm sitting on the toilet, and it dawns on me that everybody I'm going to go hunt with in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Kentucky, and Tennessee are all law enforcement. So I'm like, all right, well, this is pretty cool. Now what can we do? And the Blue Lives Matter and Thin Blue Line, they all got their things going on. And that's when I thought of Ben's kids and Blake's kids and said, you know what? Let's raise a little money for them while we do this. I'll call it the Bows for Badges Hunt Tour. I'll go hunt these 4 states. We'll stop by police stations. We'll drop off cookies. We'll tell them we love them and appreciate what they do. And she's been going around to all the departments in Minneapolis and Minnesota here in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And we drop off cards and say thank you. And we're hunting in all these different places. And so we did that, and we raised a few $1,000s, and we sent it off without them knowing they were going to get any money to Blake's kids and to Ben's kids. So that was kind of what happened. Then we got the coolest thing about it is I got 2 8-point bucks on my trip. I got a bunch of does. I got a turkey, a few squirrels. But the coolest thing about it was this thank you letter right here.
Yeah.
Tell them what it says.
John, see, what we talk about is instinctual, and Lisa and Bobby, they didn't have to meet us or go to our campfire.
No.
There's a lot of people out there that think positive, think giving instead of taking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
and
you guys are amazing because you didn't have to do this.
No.
And this is kind of what I'm talking about, is that people doing good things and reaching out and being positive, that's what rights the ship. What does the note say that you got?
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll have to tell. It made me cry. It just says, "Bows for badges. Thank you very much for the gift. It was really nice to feel like my dad got me a present for Christmas." And I'm not going to tell you his name, but he didn't even know this was coming. And here we send him a check from his dad, who unfortunately passed away in the last year. And,
Yeah.
and people have been, it has blown up for us, which has been amazing. First responders, firefighters, people are saying, how can we help? How can we do whatever? But we were shut down. My salon was shut down for 4 months because the government shut us down. And we're like, what are we going to do? And we're not going to sit here. So instead of being miserable, that's when I decided, well, he knows how to shoot a bow. Well, I'm going to try archery. Well, I never thought I'd end up in the woods hunting. And then I was.
You can't get her out. I swear to God.
Can't stop. I'm still trying right now, and it's January 4th?
I'm like, you have to stop and slow down, take a break, hold on a minute. It doesn't come so fast.
Well, Lisa, I have a funny feeling that with Bobby as your guide and outfitter into the mystical flight of the arrow effervescence, that you understand how impossible it can be to get at full draw on these ultra wary and alert, dodgy, spooky, miracle-creating white-tailed deer that God created to escape us. Do not give up, because I'm on Spirit Wild Ranch, and we have so many animals and so many deer here. But I've been skunked for the last week. It's got to be right place, right time. You can do everything. By the way, maybe you want to get some of this Crosswinds cedar swamp soap so you don't smell like a human being. But anyhow, I'm sure Bobby
some Wang Dang sweet dough tang.
Yes, we also have some Wang Dang dough in heat tang if you'd like to use a little gargle. But ultimately, as the daughter of a cop, no matter where you are in America today, the heartbreak and the frustration and the downright pissed off at the abuse of power by our so-called elected employees, especially in Minnesota, when the cops were actually told to let the rioters win. The cops said, the boss said, violate your oath to the Constitution and let the arsonists burn down your police station. What kind of heartbreak did you witness from your father at that horrific time?
Well, that's what I have to tell you, Ted. Unfortunately, my dad was a cop for almost 40 years, and he passed away very young at 61.
No, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It's been about 8 years. But I've always been really involved in law enforcement. In fact, I thought I was going to be a cop. I was a corrections officer and worked in the prison for 9 years. But when that happened here in Minneapolis, and my salon is in Minneapolis as well, I posted something about being so sad about that and how heartbreaking it would be to my dad, who was so proud. And you need a Minneapolis police badge. If you don't have one on your wall, Chad, I'll send you one.
I actually do. They sent me some literally right after that clusterfuck.
Okay, good.
I have a great relationship. You must know that I have the dream relationship with law enforcement. I go
to as many of the departments and the sheriff's departments and everything that I can. My neighbor is actually a trooper. My brother-in-law is a police officer, and I bring them treats all the time. But I was horrified by it. I posted something on Facebook, and I lost 200 friends within minutes.
Yeah, just people who don't like cops.
Because I supported my father, and how sad I was for him that they let his police station burn down. Something he put his whole life on, literally devoted his life to send his 4 daughters. I have 3 sisters, all of us through private school. He had us out in the woods hunting, fishing, doing everything. We had to learn how to change a tire, change oil in the car before we could even get our driver's license.
I love your dad. Your dad is the ultimate dad. That sounds like my mantra.
Exactly. There was none of this, oh, you're a girl, you just get to get by on your good looks or whatever that was. It's like, no, you're going to earn your place and do everything. And I've always been that person. And I was thinking, these people are not my friends if they're going to unfriend me because I feel bad for my dad.
Yeah, God forbid you're for law and order and safe neighborhoods. What kind of rotten scumball would be against safe neighborhoods?
Yeah.
Well, and then it turned my safe neighborhood and my salon not safe, and there's lots of trouble there that we've been having ever since. So, it's one thing after another with that, but I proudly will wear police gear. I've been stopped by police officers at Target with my, back the blue shirts on, telling me thank you for doing that in public and everything. And I've also been really turned my back on, or people turn their back on me. And we're getting suppressed constantly.
Yeah, Facebook
on
and
all
everything
the social
else
media
just squashes us like a bug.
Bobby and Lisa, I got to tell you, you are not alone. I have hunting friends, rock and roll friends, working hard, playing hard, shit kickers, and law enforcement friends in all 50 states and probably every city in North America, including across Canada, because their hearts are broken too because of their tyrant up there. But know that you're not alone. And I want to really emphasize, is it Bose, the number 4 badges? Bose4badges.com, and people can go to that website.
.org.
.org. There it is. Boseforbadges.org. I'd recommend everybody goes there. But again, Lisa and Bobby, there's an organization like this at all 50 states, and probably every state in the nation has more than one, because conscientious, thoughtful, loving, smart, responsible, accountable Americans know that without the heroes of law enforcement, that we're done Minneapolis, we're done Spokane, we're done Seattle, we're done Portland. I mean, who doesn't know this stuff? And you've got to be uncomfortably dumb to think that the sheep have a prayer against the wolves without the sheepdogs. So I can't thank you guys enough. Plus, I got to tell you, we've never met before. I probably met you, Bobby, when we jammed, when we did the gig together. But you got to know that your very heartbeat, everything that you're talking about tonight and everything that it sounds like you've done throughout your life, not only are we blood brothers, but there's blood brothers everywhere that thank you and support everything that you're talking about and stand for.
Right on. Well, I get a lot of people saying that, well, you're just like Ted Nugent. I said, kind of, but I'm not as smart. I don't have the silver tongue. You don't want me talking to Congress. It's just going to be a bunch of bad words. But you're going to love
Bobby, I got you covered, buddy.
Where we're going to go this year with the Bose for Badges is just today we had an outfitter in Missouri offer a week to bring the kids of fallen officers to hunt there. And we've got 6, myself and her and a partner of ours, Paul Reynolds, who you did a thing in, was it Killeen, Texas?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
What was that? The Veteran Extreme Adventures thing. You showed up with the sheriff and brought some stuff. Well, my friend Paul, who ran that, has some land in Kentucky. So we're going to bring the kids to Kentucky to hunt, and to Missouri to hunt, and to Wisconsin to hunt. And so while I did that hunt tour, that's when I met all these outfitters, except for the people who got a hold of us today, who are saying, well, bring the kids and do this. So now our goal is, if a police department is watching you right now and you have a brother that's fallen or sister, and they have a child that would be interested in deer hunting or just archery in general.
Archery with me.
We're not trying to get you to kill something.
Or maybe just a campfire, maybe just camaraderie and love and thanks.
Right. And so we have a thing with Bawana Archery here in Minneapolis where we just got a bunch of targets to bring to public places to let kids shoot and bring bows and arrows and let them, because if the kid lost his dad, imagine you're 14 years old, right when you're going from a child to adultish, right? And you know the world already, and you lost your dad. You need something to guide you, and you need something to make you feel like you're not lost and running around. So that's where I come in saying, look, I was a kid. I grew up in a foster home. My dad had us in the woods every Saturday shooting guns, eating a can of beans off the Coleman stove, chopping wood. And then Sunday we would clean the guns. On Monday or Tuesday, he'd bring all the shells to work to tumble them. Wednesday, we'd reload them. Saturday, we'd wake up at 5 and do it again.
Bobby, what do you thank God every day for that? Do you know how lucky you are?
Every day. Yes, I do.
And Lisa, you too. Well, God bless you guys. I'm so glad we had John here. Have you guys ever seen the Spirit Campfire before? Because we literally represent your heartbeat.
We're on your master class. Remember that?
All right. Hell yes. That's right. That's right. Okay, good. God bless you. Well, Bobby, Lisa, we love you madly. We love what you're doing, and everybody out there that's in the asset column of America that is a positive force for family, their community, their country, their fellow man. We salute you. We so appreciate, because we know it's a lot of work. You guys have to give up a lot of your time because you want to give to others. And, you know, those are the kind of people I hang out with anyhow. My family, my band, my crew, everybody on my team, John, Courtney, everybody, Linda and Doug and Toby and Shemaine, of course. I'm hoping that they'll bring Coco down. I wanted you to see Coco. Coco is so beautiful. She's just a great duck hunter. It's unbelievable. But Lisa and Bobby, God bless you. We're going to continue to promote Bows for Badges. It's a perfect focused charity for those who deserve it, maybe more than anybody. So God bless you for that. Man.
Yeah. Well, we went from law enforcement to now fire department, EMS.
Yeah, all the first responders that we can help, we're doing it. The kids.
Yeah. You're doing God's work, man. God bless you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, and who doesn't love the woods, right?
Hallelujah. John is a spear fisherman, and so he's got like an aqua woods thing going on, but I'm going to baptize him in the world of backstraps very shortly. So John, you and Bobby and Lisa, you will become one with the mystical flight of the arrow before you know it.
Don't they call that bow fishing?
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for all that you're doing. You know, again, we will continue to support you as much as possible, and you know, I hope you continue to support the Spirit Campfire. We just want to continue to perpetuate positive energy.
And if it's okay, if you go to bowsforbadges.org and you want to make a donation, we have different pledges that people can pick. And if you pledge $25, you can get this cool mug. If you pledge $50, you'll get a T-shirt. And if you pledge $100, you get this cool sweatshirt. So we send all that out, free shipping, and all the money goes to the kids. So
that's awesome.
You know,
can you hear Coco in the background?
Yeah,
hey, Coco, come on in here, Coco.
It's gonna make my dogs go crazy. The world famous canine Chip. When we're out bounty hunting, nobody wants to meet Chip. I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah, I'll bet you. Well, Bobby, Lisa, God bless you. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for doing God's work and doing such wonderful work for those great people in law enforcement and their families. Well, we salute you.
Thanks. Hopefully we can come hunt with you sometime. I heard you're going to be in Texas on the 14th.
I'm telling you, I'm in Texas right now, and the hunting down here is nothing short of phenomenal. And plus, our whitetail season goes all the way to March 1st, and then the exotics. You never know. On free range, open ground in Texas, you never know what might come by. A kudu or a gemsbok. Come here, Coco. Coco, come. Coco, come. Here they come. Coco, come on. Coco, come here. Hey, come here. Here's Coco. Come here, Coco. Come on, buddy.
Did I see Coco hunting pheasants with Happy?
They're going crazy. They're running around with Shemaine, but there's Coco the Wonder K9.
Awesome.
Hey.
Beautiful.
I'd let you meet Chip, but he'd probably come through the screen.
Well, Lisa and Bobby, great hunting to you. Aim small, miss small, and keep the great spirit at your side forever.
Right on. Well, thank you, Ted.
So much.
All right. Well, Ted, once again, we had another amazing guest. I don't know what to say. We're like
they just keep coming.
For 63.
Yep, and we got a lot more coming up. We have this Kyle Green, who's a young man who produces a killer TV show on hunting, fishing, trapping, the outdoors, quality of life. We have this owner, this gal who's become a congresswoman, and she owns Shooters. It's a bar and grill in let's see where I can't remember her name right now because she's just an animal. She's pile driving through Washington, D.C., demanding that her Second Amendment rights do not stop when she gets to Washington, D.C. And she's packing a gun in Washington, D.C. as a congresswoman. And I wish I had all this stuff in front of me. Oh, here we go. No, that's not it. But anyhow, all I can tell you, no, that's not it either. All I can tell you is we have some great, great guests coming up, and they've always been killer. And I can't believe I can't find this list from Linda. But anyhow, we're going to have some more guests coming up. And then my master class will be on January 29th at noon. I guess you can go to my website and sign up for the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp Ted Nugent Master Class.
And we should, Ted, we should also do one last shout out to Patriot Mobile.
Yes, Patriot Mobile. Please give them a shout out because they are our team member.
That's right. So Patriot Mobile now with extended coverage choices that blanket America. It's America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. You can build your own bundle with multi-line discounts. First responders and veterans pay even less. And you can get free premium activation and a free gift. Premium activations where they set up the phone for you. You need to call 972-PATRIOT or go to patriotmobile.com/Ted. Support American companies. Ted, we got like 2 minutes left in this hour. Why don't you play us out?
How pretty is this birdland, John?
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for it.
I'm having so much fun with my guitar. John, thanks for another wonderful Spirit Campfire. Herbert and Courtney and Linda and Doug and everybody out there, I will see you on Monday. Is it Monday the 10th? Is that what we got going here? Monday the 11th?
Monday the 10th? Yeah.
Monday the 11th.
Is that right?
Something like that. So happy New Year to everybody.
Next Monday.
I'll be here beating up on this most beautiful Gibson birdland. Number 17. Look at this beautiful wood craftsmanship. Look
at amazing. And that is that your $350,000 birdland?
I'm sure this one's worth even more because it's TN17 with a wood burner. I defaced it, but it defaced it beautifully. Right. Listen to this tone though. See you next Monday, John. Live it up. I'm here if you need me.
God bless you all.
God bless the